From sex to superconsciousness, let's learn to sublimate our energies, okay? I'm restarting the whole semen retention process. I believe that was one of my greatest journeys. Let's get it to
I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, what's happening? My name is Semen Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I'm speaking about the power of semen retention, and I'm on day one right now. Yesterday I relapsed and I took an oath, a commitment that I'm going to restart this journey for you guys, okay? Because I really wanted to set myself up to be a trailblazer, man, because it's really, really important for me that I am that flow state Jedi that is lighting the path, lighting the torch forward. We are the torch bearers, we are the gods in training. And I'm feeling a little bit low on my energy. However, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm just being in acceptance of that. And we've started this group right now with one of my brothers from IMC Nation, Jamal. And we've created a Telegram group for you guys. So if any men, even women, I guess you can join as well. There's such a big addiction to pornography. There's such a big addiction as men that we have towards the sexual impulse or the sexual drive, man. And it's horrific at times. It just dilutes us. It blinds us, you know what I mean? It keeps that lower basal, heavy energy there. And what I want to talk to you guys today about is how do we sublimate that energy? Sublimation is a practice of going from the lower, heavier energies to more of a higher consciousness. This is truly a practice of higher consciousness. One way to do it is obviously something called PC pull-ups. I'm also I've started the Tantric and the Taoist journey as well, with an actual Tantra coach. Now, she's been in the ashrams with Osho, okay, during that time in the 90s. She's an older woman named Nitya. The techniques that she's taught me to transmute this energy around has been magnificent. I've told you guys about the microcosmic orbit. That's been incredible. So if you just visualize your microcosmic orbit, it helps you to keep that energy moving. And you know what mewing is, right? When you put your tongue at the roof of your mouth. If you start keeping your tongue on the palate, that keeps that microcosmic orbit spinning and working for you and not against you. I recognize that it's raining, however, I still got to get this video out there, man. It's important that I get this message out there. And also, you guys know on this channel, right? Whenever there's such an important video for me, there's going to be resistance in the way. There's always going to be resistance in the way. When you do something, the closer you are towards your soul's evolution, you'll get more resistance towards that. So if inside you, you're like, no, I can't do this. I've tried it so many times. It's not going to work. You feel so much pressure, so much resistance. You're in a bad spot. This is where you start as a man to take power over your own cultivation of your own chi and prana. Okay? Not to be a slave to pornography, not to be a slave to sexual energy. And whenever a woman comes around, you go, whoa. No, you gotta hold your own. You gotta hold yourself accountable. This is also why we created this group, man. You know what I mean? For the accountability factor. Because a lot of the times in this generation, we don't really give ourselves that raw, masculine brotherhood, that sense of connectedness where we're all in this together. Man. Let's get it. I'm aiming for 90 days. However, I might go longer. Who knows? Whatever will happen, will happen. Sex is still permitted. There's no porn, no ejaculation. If you resonate with this video right now, if you're listening right now and you're like, yep, this is it. This was the sign I needed. Then shoot me a message, okay? Shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll add you to the group. We're checking in every single day on the group. And I've posted also a playlist on there where there are lots of sound files on there, right? I've compiled all the sound files of semen retention, no fap, whatever, on YouTube. All the subliminals, all the binaurals, all that stuff. I compiled it into an unlisted playlist in that Telegram group. If you feel like, hey, this is something that's kind of interesting, man, then reach out. I just know that as I start this process, my flow state is gonna be out of this planet, okay? Now, it's really important that in Tantra, we meet sexual energy with expansion. So one of the things that I practice doing whenever I get an urge, whenever I get a sexual urge, or I guess a trigger, right, in my mind, I'm learning to sit with it. And not only that, I'm learning to transmute it into essential dance practice, essentially. You guys have seen my dances, right? That my dance moves are out of this world, but I'm not a trained dancer, and by any means. I'm a freestyle kind of dancer. But I'm using that freestyle dance to move around the kind of trapped energy. A lot of men have very rigid archetypes. So they keep their hips and their pelvic region trapped. And there's also a big shame around sex, like just as an issue or as a topic. And so a lot of people don't even open up about this, specifically in India. Like no one's even talking about this, but I'm sure it's a huge issue, huge problem. It's like almost a hidden problem, right? It's hidden in plain sight. Everybody's doing it. And I mean, the ancient Vedic knowledge kind of, signifies this or makes this into a cultural phenomenon of brahmacharya and all this kind of stuff. However, let's start to really cultivate our own presence. And let's start to lean into that urge. And what does that urge really mean, right? Because a connection, a craving for orgasm is a craving for oneness or the divine. What does that urge really mean? Is it that you're lonely? You're not meeting women, or you're lonely and you feel bitter and resentful and like in your own space? Does that urge mean that you want some stress relief, like you want some kind of relief? We've associated sex with relief nowadays, you know what I mean? It's not even a sacred act anymore. It's not sex to superconsciousness anymore. It's like, oh, let me just bust. Oh, okay, I'm done. And women start to resent this. Men don't like it either. I mean, men are taught to not be multi-orgasmic, right? Also, the women are missing out as well because they're not orgasming, right? They're not getting the benefits of us practicing this retention process. Frame here is, when you start this journey, you are not only saving yourself, you're saving the world. Straight up. You're not saving yourself, you are saving the planet when you start this journey. I am in this rain, under this tree, speaking about this topic. It's a blessing from the gods, let's just say that. Because I'm a representative of flow state, and water is the symbology that represents my aura, my field. And this sounds very grandiose and profound and liberated and exaggerated, but it's really not, because this is the most transformative journey that any person can ever go on. People are going to respond to you differently when you are on this journey, when you're fully within your masculine potency, right? Are you fully comfortable within your own masculine potency? Or do you feel hesitant? Do you feel like distracted all the time? Do you feel frazzled and scattered and feeling depressed and anxious and, piles and piles of mental illness? Or do you feel free and elated, right? This is the process, and I'm showing you guys that you're seeing the video right now, and you're gonna see it in the future. And just watch the difference as I transform throughout this process. And let me be the walking testimonial for this, right? Let me be the walking testimonial to show you that this is really possible. And if you're ready to join, shoot me a message. Like I said, let's get started. May we never be the same again. We are gods in training. We are Primal Sutra. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it.